Right, the Jag's on the lift. No nasty surprises under here, which is good, but I need to get the DPF off. And I have managed to undo that end without anything snapping or rounding. And I managed to undo this end without rounding or snapping. I've unplugged the DPF sensor from that little plug there. And hopefully I can pull these pipes off these metal pipes here. And then I'll be able to drop the DPF off. So fingers crossed, it should be fairly simple. Right, both pipes have come off. They did split though. So I might have to look at maybe replacing both of the pipes that go all the way to the top. I'll have to look them up. So that's the front, so it all comes through this way. So basically we want to blow it out this way. So should we have a look? Well, I can't see anything through at the minute, hang on. Now with the torch underneath, see, let's just make sure it's in the right place. There, we can't see any light at all. So this is definitely blocked. So whilst we await the cleaner, I'm going to, and the service items, I'm going to pull this off and the under tray so I can drain the oil ready for a service. Because although we've just bought it, the history is about 15,000 miles ago that it needed a service. So as we've had DPF problems and sometimes it can flood the sump with diesel, I am going to change the oil. Right, so the bar stays riveted to the under tray, then you undo it all with the Torx, and then we've got our sump. So obviously we've got our sump plug here and our oil filter here. So let's drain it out. Right, so for the cleaner, you need to block off one end and all your pipes. So I've just drilled a couple of holes in a bit of plate, put some exhaust seal around it, screwed it down. So that's now on there, and I've put a bit of pipe between the two with some joiners. So then we can backfeed from that end, which is the back box end. So obviously it's going in that way and blocking up and not coming out. So I want to try and do it this way so it comes back out the way it come in. So yes, and all the service gear is here. And this is the off-car DPF cleaner. It says 90 to 120 minutes to leave in there for, or up to 8 hours for a heavily blocked one. So I don't think I'm going to do it tonight because I'm out first thing in the morning. So I think what I'll do is I'll prepare it. Tomorrow when I come back, I'll fill it ready for Wednesday morning. I think that's what I'll do. So yeah, we are good to go, I think. And there is the new oil filter and the O-ring for the housing. So again, same as previous cars, we just use a pick, pull that off, put the new one on with a bit of oil and then put that in there and let's screw it back on. Right, the time has come to pour this stuff in. So let's see what happens. Hopefully it doesn't leak out the bottom straight away. Ugh. Here we go. I don't know if I'll probably have to pour it and come back to you. Right, well that's full now. So it's taken just under the 5 litres. We don't seem to have any leakage at the minute. That's going to be where I spilt some, I think, in there. Although I will just have a look because it might not be. It might be bubbling out. So it's not going down though. So hopefully that's just where I've spilt some down the side, look, because you can see it all running down there. So yeah, it bubbled up a lot, so I had to keep blowing the bubbles away. But yeah, let's leave that a few hours now. So while getting the cover off to change the fuel filter and the oil, etc., I've noticed the corner of the cover is completely covered in crap. So is it down here. And I have seen, I don't know if you'll be able to see that. Oh, where are we? They ain't the quarter hose, look, completely torn open. Don't think can we zoom in on it? There we go, look, there you go. That hose is knackered. Right, that's the fuel filter changed. It is by the driver's side front strut top. And there's 3. There's one pipe that you push the sides out. And then 2 where you've got to push them little white clips in. And the other end pops out that end. But it was really fiddly. I had to use a pick to really push it hard. But then the filter just lifts out once they're disconnected. So swapped over. Next is the air filter, which I'm guessing is in here, seeing as it goes through to the throttle body. Looking like it's screwed in. I've just ordered an intercooler pipe. I reckon to get that off, the easiest thing will probably be to take out the headlight, and then I've got this whole bit, but it's behind the bumper, so actually it probably won't be. Joy So it is screwed right down there and up here. I'm wondering whether to get underneath while the underneath is off and get it off at the bottom of the directly at the intercooler, and then off here and take it all off as one, because they're two separate pipes with a joiner. So that might be the easiest way. Right, let's unscrew this air box. There we go. With the box unscrewed, the filter lifts out. So let's get the new one in there. Old one out, new one in. Don't forget to put the oil back in, because obviously it's been a while since we drained it. Well, full 24 hours, so in goes the oil. All right, so the pollen filter is under the scuttle here. You've got to pull off these clips. You just lift obviously the middle, and then you can pull the whole clip out. There's 5 along the front. There's also this cover on mine that goes across here. I presume it's just like a sandwich plate. To get this fully off, you can pop the wiper arms off by undoing them. But I'm hoping we can just about get to it without having to do that. So I'm gonna have a look now. Right, it's not clipped in there in any way. It's just literally laying in there. So again, take notice of the airflow to make sure you install the right one. The new one the right way. And this one says it's a Marla LA242. Right, so I had to pull the bumper under tray off, as well as obviously the other under tray was already off for servicing, but I can just get to the bottom of the pipe there. I didn't need to take the whole thing off. I could just pull this corner down and I can pop that off. So I've got to now try and get it off the intercooler and then get to the top and see how it comes out, whether it comes out from the top or whether I've got to try and pull it out from the bottom. Oh, I just fought with that. Getting it out that little gap was a right pain, but there you go. You can see that pipe is obviously covered where it's been leaking. It is completely ripped all the way around. So a new silicone one is en route. Right, attempt 2. I've bought another bottle, and I've this time used some rubber sheet below the metal plate to see if I can sandwich it, and used gasket sealer instead of exhaust paste. So let's see whether this holds it in, and it is now brimmed. Let's leave that for a few hours and see what happens. And I've put it in, I've cleaned all this oil drain pan out. So in the event it does leak out, I can reuse it. So, right, let's give that a while. My rubber pad and metal thing has worked. As you can see, that is still full. So we'll give that another couple of hours and then we'll empty it out. Well, I have emptied the DPF out. It's been about 4 or 5 hours. It held all the time, undone the nuts, took the plate and that off, and it drained through, and I've since filled it with water and it's run through pretty quick, as per the instructions, and also a low pressure airline as per the instructions to blow it out. So I'm going to leave it to drain probably overnight, and then in the morning I'll whack it back on and hope for the best. We've got a long journey this weekend, so hopefully that will give it a good regen, a good blowout and whatever have you. So right, that's that for tonight. Okay, DPF is all back on now. It's all cleaned out. All the pipes are connected up, plugs in, it's all exhaust sealed with the gaskets. So now I've got to fight with this hose to get that back on before we can even test to see what it comes out like. Right, well this has escalated quickly. We've got the bumper off and the headlight out. I managed to get the bottom of the hose on but I just could not get my hands in there to get that on. So I've taken the headlight out, and as you can see, well, possibly see, I can kind of get a bit more access now. I'm still not sure this is the right pipe. I had to warm it up to get it over the sensor in the middle. So trying to get it on here is going to be a nightmare. Obviously I can't use water because I can't risk any water getting in the pipe. So it's just going to have to be grease and heave-ho if we can get it on. I think it's slightly too long. I think I'm going to have to chop it down in situ. But, right, let's keep going. Perseverance and all that. Right, the pipe is on. I had to cut a couple of inches off it, probably about 2.5, 3 inches actually. And then, to be fair, it did just slot on. So, fingers crossed. So, bumper. There's 2 bolts here, on either headlight. There's a 10mm in the wheel arch. Obviously these slot in that gap, and then you've got the ones all the way along the bottom, but I've already undone them obviously because I took the under tray off. So right, I'm just going to finish putting this bumper back together and cross my fingers.